There is a lot of old two-storey and three-storey houses. You can just sort of imagine the Civil War going past these places and people on the balconies and on the verandas. This house looks like it was built for the old buggies, where the buggy would pull up here at the front with the horse and carriage, and then they'd get out and enter. Two main creeks that come through Damascus. This would be great to kayak down, I reckon. But again, really peaceful. I haven't seen anyone on the banks of it fishing or anything like that. There's another house way up on the hill there. There used to be a house there where there's a chimney. I think it's not there anymore. Just a really nice town. It's a very pretty street. Lots of nice houses on it. All very old. So it must be an old part of the town. There's a barn house up on the hill. And there's this. These two houses here are just absolutely magnificent. That is really nice. And then the one next to it with like the tower in it. It's great designs. Alright, g'day viewers, day 44. I'm doing a zero in Damascus and I'm reviewing days 36 to 42. Wally's not with me, he's currently sleeping. I'll just quickly show you. So, the tent's set up over here. And he's in his bed with his new blanket that we got from the parcel from Australia, the Magpies. I believe they won the Anzac Day, so well done, Pies. And this is the place we're staying. There's a teepee that sleeps 6. There's a whole heap of hikers that are going to cowboy camp tonight, which means without a tent. And that's the hostel there. Alright, back to the review. Right, so day 36 was a zero day in Irwin. It was a very nice day, but because they had no laundry, I had to walk 6 miles or 10 k's just to do me clothes washing, and that's when I did my last update. So that was basically that whole day. Day 37, so day 36 and 35 I'd only done about 3 miles between the 2 days. Day 37 was 1 kilometre of up, and I was dreading it the whole time. I actually ended up doing 26.2 miles, or a marathon, while climbing 1 kilometre. Felt really strong. There was a wedding up on the mountain between a couple of hikers, which from all accounts was very good, and the food was good, but I didn't want to lose 4 hours. I got there at 11, the wedding was at 3. It was such a nice day. By the time 3 o'clock I'd walked 10 more miles, so I was 16 kilometres further up, and it was only 3 o'clock, so I kept going and then did another 10, close to 10 more miles. Ended up doing 26.2 for the day. Day 38 was going over Roan Mountain, and another reason why I did the 27 miles is because I knew the weather was going to turn. So I got to Roan Mountain, which is over 6,000 feet, or close to 1,800 metres, and the weather was just starting to change, so I feel like I made a very good decision the day before to do the 26. Didn't get any great views of on top of Roan Mountain, but there was no real viewing spots anyway. Got over, the rain started coming, and it was a very quick trip down to the barn to try and beat the rain. Barn was a great place. Four walls. We had huge winds that night. It was something like over 100 kilometre winds. The place was rocking. I thought the thing was going to collapse, but it kept the wind out. There was about 20 of us in there. and I enjoyed that night. I felt warm, even though I could see the old dragon breath when you breathe out, but I felt warm, which was really good. Day 39, that was the day over Little Hump and Big Hump. Oh my god, the wind was shocking. I'd seen that in a whole lot of YouTube videos, and it was calm and nice and green, great views. Not what I got. Well worth a watch if you want to watch that episode. So that's day 39, but turn the sound down because the wind was ridiculous. Day 40, and I got into Roan Mountain, stayed at the Doe River Hostel, very nice people. I happened to get to the road. As soon as I got to the road, the owner happened to be driving past. He said, "I want a lift. Are you going to this place?" I went, "Yes," and I got in, so didn't get really wet, got into there. Then he offered me a slack pack day the next day where he'd drive me out 14 miles and I'd go southbound. Felt funny walking the other way. I kept passing people that I knew, and they were, "You're going the wrong way, you're going the wrong way." It was nice 14 miles, but again, poured rain. By the time I got back to the hostel, I was drenched, but because I was back at the hostel, I could do my laundry again and start the next day fresh. Next day was day 41. It was 19 miles from where I was starting from doing that slack pack to Boots Off, which is at Watooga Lake, or in Hampton. And you pass Laurel Falls. That was on Anzac Day. Tried to do a lot of videoing of the trail, just so people could look and listen to the music, contemplate what the Anzacs did for us to keep our country and our culture as it was. And then hiked in. The Laurel Falls was absolutely beautiful. Sat and had lunch there. Walking out of the gorge wasn't so beautiful. There was quite a lot of colourful language from me because it was quite steep. But then when I got into Boots Off, that was one of my favourite hostels. He's got a great setup, 20 odd campsites in the bush that he's dug out, pretty level. He's got cabins, he's got a bunkhouse, which is a really good setup. A great social atmosphere there. I must admit, where I'm staying tonight as well, at Woodchuck's Hostel, same sort of feel. Day 42, the last one of the week, was out of Boots Off up to Ironman Shelter. I didn't get as far as I wanted to do. I wanted to do 20 odd that day, I only did 16. The rain came again late and got me very wet. I did see a deer on that day and 3 hawks up very close. I think they thought I might have been lunch because I was struggling at that stage. But yeah, got to the shelter, put my tent up, poured rain all night, drenched. So on the next week, day 43, I did another 26 miles into Damascus. That's it. So that's the week in review. And Wally was very naughty on day 42. He hopped out, stayed at the shelter. I walked half a mile and then realised he wasn't in my pack. So I put my pack down, ran half a mile back, which is about a kilometre, grabbed him and then ran back to my pack because I thought, probably not a smart idea leaving me pack in the middle of the bush because the bears could come and eat whatever's in it. So by the time I'd done all that running, I was really, really tired, so that also helped me out. In terms of distance, this has been by far my best week. I did exactly 100 miles this week. So I've gone 52, 68, 69, 65, 89 and 100. So I'm definitely getting stronger. That's 160 kilometres. I'm up to, we're at day 44 now, but I'd done 444 miles by then, and that's 710 kilometres. The average for the week was 14 miles a day. The kilometres was 23. So the average overall now, I'm up to 11 a day, which is 17. Remembering to do that in 150, I have to average 15 miles or 24 kilometres. So still below, but I'm definitely building. I've had 7 0 days, 7 Nero days, and 19 hostel stays. There was nowhere near my plan for hostel stays. Week 6, 12. So I've had 7 extra hostel stays, but I am saving a little bit of money now because I'd planned to stay in the building, which would have cost me more. I'm now staying in my tent at the hostel and still get the showers and all the benefits of the hostel, so I save on the budget there. In terms of the budget, so on trail costs for this week was $37 American or $49 Australian. In town costs, these are all in American, $91.84 for restaurants, $121 in hostels, $18 in shuttles, that was for me slack pack day, and $6 in laundry, so a total of $237.47 American. Those two combined is $274 American or $365 Australian. So accumulative, after 6 weeks in Australian, I've spent $2,319. In terms of American, I've spent $1,750. Week 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So in Australian, I had planned to spend $2,200. I'm $2,300, so I'm about $100 over. So I've gained $70 back. This week, I've had supposed to be really good weather, so I'm hoping to get some big days in, although my plan is actually for 5 small days to get to Marion. I'm probably going to try and do it in 4 days. There is a couple of places I want to stay rather than I have to stay, just because when I saw it on YouTube they were really nice campsites, so if I feel really good on those days I might stop and eat there and then keep moving. But a couple of them tent sites right next to rivers, and I love the sound of rushing water as it's going past. Feet, I was going really good with my feet until last night. I decided to have a shower at the church. I stayed at a hostel last night. It cost $7, and it gave you basically a bunk bed which had no mattress. You put your mat on it and your sleeping bag. I got in a room that had 6 bunks, but I was the only person in it, so I had a whole room to myself. But I went and had a shower, and I hit the handle in the shower with my elbow, and it's fallen and pierced me little toe. So my biggest issue is actually done on a 0 day rather than on the hiking. Knees are good, hips are good. I've lost too much weight, and the belt on my pack is not really supporting the pack, so my shoulders are feeling a brunt. It gives me a bit of a sore neck come later in the days, but I think it's something I can live with. The stomach muscle still, at the end of the day when I have a look down, it really comes up like a red rash. So I've definitely got an issue in there. Hopefully the 0 days are helping with that. And the other thing that's been happening is my boots. I'll just quickly grab my boots. I'm back. So I want my boots to last at least 700 miles, but the end of the boot's been coming off. So I've done a repair job through the boots and cleaned it all up. And this one not so bad, but yeah, that was really bad until I'd done that, and I'm hoping that holds. I think that's it. I'm going to some lovely houses here, so me and another gentleman who's sitting over here, Festus, we've been spending the day sort of eating, and he's been waiting on me because I've been videoing or trying to upload the videos all day, and they took all day. We're going to go and just have a look at some of the houses around here because the architecture is really nice. It's a fantastic little community surrounded by mountains, really quiet, main streets, there won't be any discos or anything happening here in the near future, but it's just a great atmosphere. Alright, thanks again for watching. I've had a few shout outs from other hikers who have put their links or offered people links to my channel, so if you're watching from those, thank you. Festus is doing well, One Foot's doing well. I never caught up with Hawkeye. He offered me a meal if I did 26 yesterday. By the time I was able to get onto him, he'd already sort of left, so he owes me a meal down the track if I catch up to him. I'm hearing a number of people have left the trail. One concerning bit of news, I won't say who yet because I've only heard it as rumour, but I believe one of the hikers I met very early on had a heart attack going up Roan Mountain and didn't survive that. So that's sad news if it's true. Got my parcel today from Savannah and Tash. Blanket for Wally, which you saw. I got some Easter eggs in it, so that was fantastic. They'll give me some energy. Even the glad bags that they came in will come in handy. They'll be going in the pack. And I got some hand warmers and feet warmers. I'm hoping the snow's finished, so I'm hoping that doesn't need to be used. I call out to Billy Wheatley. If you're watching this and you want to do the Appalachian Trail, go for it. You'll love it. It's very hard. You need to be fit. Well, obviously I wasn't, so but get yourself fit if you're going to do it. Plan ahead. Watch plenty of people's YouTube channels. Gives you great ideas and knowledge. There's so many people on this trail that you'll always have some support there, even if you don't know anyone. I've met a huge amount of people and they're becoming close friends already. And you run into them. They all sort of walk at the same pace, or they might get ahead of you and then they take a day off and you don't take a day off and you catch up, so it's great. But yeah, really happy to hear that you're interested in doing it, Billy. That's what Savannah told me. The rest of the class, hello if you're watching, and yeah, that's it. Thank you.